Greetings. This is the third video in the practice series for the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, meaning to say these videos simply give guided practice instructions without analysis of the Sanskrit verses or theoretical background. So, that being said, let's dive right into practice. We begin with Yukti number 6 in my numbering system of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, that is to say, verse 32. Please take a comfortable posture if you haven't already, sitting comfortably upright, and relax into your comfortable posture. Your posture should be stable and steady, yet relaxed and easeful. And then relax your jaw. Really relax the jaw, the muscles of the face. And we will enter into the practice of Laya Yoga, as taught in Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, verse 32. First, with eyes open, bring your attention to your entire visual field. That is to say, soften your gaze. And be aware of the entire visual field simultaneously. Seeing everything all the way out to the periphery. Seeing what's in the periphery as much as you're seeing what's in the center. So awareness is spread evenly over the whole visual field. And simply be with the visual field. Please don't move the eyes around. Just relax and be with the whole visual field. Blinking is fine. And in a moment, you're going to dissolve the sense of sight and visual appearance into the field of sound. So in a moment, when you close your eyes, I'd like you to offer all the visual phenomena into the sound field. Let them dissolve into the sound field. Ready? Go ahead and close your eyes. And become very present to the field of sound now. And that means hearing all the sounds equally. You're listening to the entire sound field equally, being with the entire field of sound. And in a moment, you're going to dissolve the sound field into the field of touch. You're going to offer all the sounds into the field of touch. Go ahead and let the sound field melt and dissolve into the field of touch, withdrawing your attention from the sounds and tuning in completely to the field of touch. The feeling of clothes on your body touching the chair or floor, the air on your skin. Tune into all the touch sensations, including internal touch, simultaneously. And in a moment, we're going to offer the sensation of touch, the field of sensation, into the sense of taste. So withdraw your attention now from the field of touch or sensation and become aware of the sense of taste. So awareness is localizing in the mouth and the tongue. And let the tip of the tongue rest on the roof of the mouth, jaw relaxed. And if there's any tiny traces of taste left over from anything you ate, be aware of that. Otherwise, just be aware of the moist saliva, tongue. Just let awareness rest there. And then offer the sense of taste into the sense of smell. Let it dissolve into the sense of smell. Letting awareness localize in the nasal pharynx. Aware of any smell that's present, or simply the air in the nostrils and the nasal pharynx. And then let awareness dissolve into the pure silent presence underlying all sensory experience. All the senses, all the sense energies dissolve into pure silent presence. So even if there are sounds or smells still present, just withdraw your attention gently from them and rest in pure silent presence underlying all the sensory experience. Om. And as we transition, there's no need to relinquish pure silent presence. Pure silent presence is compatible with everything, though it can take time and practice to experience that for yourself. So you can open your eyes and listen to me while resting in pure silent presence. It's so simple. Really, the simplest thing in the world. So, as an afterword, before we go on to the next technique, I just want to mention that the order that we went in just now, which was visual to auditory to touch to taste to smell, should be altered depending on context. So, for example, let's say you've just enjoyed some food and you're doing the meditation. Well, then you would start with that which is most present in your experience or most obvious. Perhaps you'd start with looking at the half-eaten piece of chocolate on your plate, and then closing your eyes and going to the subtle remnants of the taste of that chocolate, and then dissolving into the subtle smell still present of that chocolate, and then dissolving into the sense of touch or sensation, including inner sensation, and then dissolving into sound, and then silence. So the point here is that you can do the sequence in any order that makes sense in that context. And another way to do it is to do it in terms of spatial width of the sense field. And so in that case, you start with the widest sense field, which is often sound. The sound field is even wider than the visual field. You can hear behind you, but can't see behind you. And then you go to the visual field, and then you go to the touch field, and then you go to the taste field, and then the smell field, and then the bindu point in the center of the head. So there are different ways to do that practice. I want you to experiment with those. And so now I'd like you to pause the video, assuming you're watching the recording and not live. You're going to pause the video and go and get yourself a simple bowl, like a ceramic bowl, or position yourself so that you're looking at a blank wall or some defined space. For the next exercise, you need just a simple open space, a blank wall, or a vessel, an empty vessel, like an empty pot or ceramic vessel. And then we'll continue. Verse number 33, Yukti number 7 in my numbering. Very simple, and perhaps easier to access this particular yukti if you've done the previous one, because as often is the case, the most simple yuktis are the most subtle and the hardest to do sometimes. So now, if you have an empty vessel positioned in front of you, you're going to, or a blank wall, you're going to simply gaze into that empty space. Relax the jaw, the face, and let your mind dissolve into that blank wall or empty space. And if any thoughts come up, you simply offer them into that empty space and let them dissolve into that space. Now you're going to let the eyes close and let the jaw relax even more as we smoothly transition to Yukti number 8, verse 34. Gently throwing your awareness, the center point of your awareness, to the inside of the upper cranium. So the inside of the top of your skull. Toss awareness to that point and let it stick there. Might help if you're sitting up tall. Gently focus as intently but gently as you can on the inside of the top of the skull, the middle point where the central channel meets the top of the skull. And if it helps, you can point the tip of the tongue towards that midpoint in the top of the skull. But only if it helps. And then imagine that a very slender, very delicate beam of light travels down from that point, down, 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 through the midline of the body, all the way down to the base, the pelvic floor. This delicate line of light, as slender as a fiber optic cable, running through the midline of the body, glowing from the inside of the crown of the head all the way down to the pelvic floor. And light is gently, ever so gently, pulsing up and down this slender midline channel, this delicate and graceful channel. Om. See if you can maintain awareness of this delicate channel of light, even as you open your eyes. It's a felt sense. It's not really a visualization at all. Just feel it. It's very delicate, but very steady at the same time. Sometimes it very gently undulates, but nonetheless, in its flexibility, it is incredibly strong. Indeed, the source of our strength. Om. Hope you enjoyed this practice video. Yuktis 6, 7, 8, and 9 in my numbering system of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Verses 32, 33, 34, 35. And I'd like to just briefly share, I'm here in Rameshwaram in Tamil Nadu, far south of India, the closest point to Sri Lanka. And today I went to the Ramanatha Swami temple, the Shiva temple here in Rameshwaram. And it was quite profound because after the whole intensive purification process of receiving blessing water from 22 different sacred wells dumped over me and others in the group. Then we went to a little tiny corner shrine, which is easy to miss, to Nataraja. And this is a place that it's believed that Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutra, left his body. There may be no truth to that, it doesn't matter. But behind, hidden away behind this Shiva Nataraja shrine, in the corner of the Ramanatha Swami temple, there's this little shrine to Patanjali, surrounded by dozens upon dozens of statues, little statues of snake spirit images, the snakes that go like that. And there was such profound stillness there. So I hope you could feel some of that stillness get transmitted through these practices today. Om.